Pursuant to Governor Baker's order suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, this meeting is occurring remotely and as such is being recorded for transmission on both the Berlin Cable Access Channel and YouTube. Your voice and image and telephone number may be recorded. Call this meeting to order. And is everyone okay? No technical difficulties? I should
Good.
hope not, since we have been chatting, so. There were
I
problems.
apologize about not getting the minutes last time. They were on my computer that went kablooey,
Oh, that's frustrating.
but they were recorded, so
Oh, that's good.
Okay,
they do exist somewhere.
Oh, I know it helps sometimes to have it on Google Docs, and then it can travel because you can like get it, you know. Sometimes that's what I do because
Yes, I have to. I
Well,
have
like I
to
know you were
force
like,
myself onto Google. I've been
Ah.
resisting.
yeah, I only tend to use it with
sorry.
things other people have generated. I never tend to. I guess I'm not really good at backing up.
Mhm.
Okay, so, yeah, I'm kind of on autopilot, so I'm less prepared and focused than I'd like to be, but hopefully we can have a quick meeting. So essentially, the first order of business is, since it is a new, like, since we have technically all been reappointed, it's a new term, so as far as things like chair and treasurer and all of that, we kind of formally need to appoint or reappoint or what have you. So I imagine we're probably good with maintaining things as they are, but do I have a motion to propose a chair for the committee?
I make a motion that MJ stay our chair.
Yeah,
I will second it.
yeah.
Okay,
Animals.
okay, so holding a vote on MJ remaining chair. Jess, yay or nay?
Yay.
Karen, yay or nay?
Yay.
Deborah, yay or nay?
Yay.
And I will abstain courteously, and the motion passes, and I will remain chair. So, Deborah, are you good remaining treasurer?
I am.
Okay. Do I have a motion on that, or anyone wanting to suggest differently?
I'm just being quiet in case Karen wanted to make the motion.
What's next? Yay.
No,
Okay, well, I'll make the motion for Deborah to stay chair.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. You can second it.
Yeah, second. There you go.
okay. So, Jess, yay or nay?
Oh,
on
yeah,
Deborah?
yes, absolutely.
Karen, yay or nay?
Yay.
Deborah, yay or nay?
I
Or
have to abstain.
okay, and I vote yay, so that passes. So Jess, are you good to remain vice
Note
chair
taker.
clerk? Yeah.
Yes, I am.
Okay, I
Okay.
move that Jess remains secretary.
Okay. So and I'll second that. So Jess.
I'll abstain.
Okay. Karen.
Yay.
Okay. Deborah.
Yay.
And I will vote yay, and we will pass that and continue on as we have been. So,
Should we make a motion for Karen to be our web connection person?
sure.
Do we need to? I don't know.
I don't think we need to, but we can if we want to.
Do you want it to be formal, Karen?
If you want, I mean, you know, if it's one of those roles that has to be formal, it's fine.
Well,
I have
it
no
doesn't
idea.
have to be formal. It's
Oh.
not a.
I don't want you feeling left out.
Oh, okay, well, you know, why not join the club?
Okay.
I'll make a motion that Karen be our webmaster person.
Okay, I will second that. So Jess, yay or nay?
Yay.
Karen.
Abstain.
Okay, Deborah, yay or nay?
Yay.
And I will vote yay. Okay, so we have a composition, and I guess Sandra will have to be left out because I'm not creative enough to come up with something here. Okay, so any treasury type thing you'd like to?
I tried to get a formal thing going. I realized at about 6:15 I hadn't done it, so I put it together as best I could. I will just give you,
That's okay. I mostly put that in as just general sort of update as opposed to needing to literally be a
perfect. Well,
report.
I can do one for the file, but I sat down to do it and I forgot that I had taken all of the fiscal year BCC stuff and put it in the file at the town offices. So just to be able to go back and forth and make sure everything was accurate. I mean, everything is up to date as of June 30th, when we had to close the fiscal year. So all of the um, reconciliation stuff is fine. So basically, we have $4,900 that is being for 2021 that we're still working on. I've had Leslie Havens just submitted hers. Was it Roger Bruno who had the thing at the that you put out the email for last week that
Oh no, that's Davis
oh,
Bates.
Davis Bates. Okay. I haven't received his request for reimbursement yet, but I looked today and it hadn't come in, so I knew he had done. Haven't heard anything from Roger Bruno at all, who we've encumbered money for from the 2021, no, the 2020 stuff, because we still need John Root and Roger Bruno to close out the 2020 MCC money. The BCC money was all taken care of by the end of the fiscal year, except for the $150 that we had granted to Neshoba Valley for a Christmas concert that never happened. And so since it didn't happen, that money just got turned back to the town. So we have, for when we start our next granting cycle, we have the $1,500 from the town, and then we have the MCC money that the 4,900 that's been given to us.
Okay. What was it? Yeah, at some point early into the summer, one of the senior things I actually I guess I'd been officious enough about last fall that when one of them rescheduled, Judy had sent a formal request for a change in the day, which we were already like in the process of preparing to pay it out, and I didn't think we really wanted to meet to officially approve changing it. So I was going to just add it to the file, and then I'm not even sure where I put the letter because it's not where I normally file it. And but I'm thinking this year basically. So like I ran into her at the dump the other day about, and she was mentioning another one that had been rained out and was going to be rescheduled for I think September. But at this point, I think well, so long as it's, I think we kind of assumed this year that was COVID, date. So I unless anyone objects, I'm just going to assume we agreed for whenever, and not worry if it was not the set upon date on that.
Yeah, we did pay out the stroll down memory lane for them
Yeah,
out of MCC. That's been paid.
yeah,
That was $350 out of what we granted last year. So that was done. But I know we didn't fund any of their programs this year out of BCC money. We funded them, I'm pretty sure, all out of the MCC money. So
yeah,
that worked out well for all the reschedules.
yeah. So there anything with any of the other old grants we want to mention or go over? I think it's,
No, the only ones, and again, I apologize for not, I know.
do not apologize.
I know.
I am barely here right now.
So the same with me. I started to do it and I'm like, oh my God, I need this, I need this. I thought I had that. But I mean, everything is in order. I know you
Yeah.
guys know I keep everything in order. Everything justifies. It's just a matter of laying it out in that form. So we're all good. It's just a matter of starting to pay out the ones that should all start to be happening.
Did we ever find out what was going on with the police one? That's the only one that pops into my head as something we've occasionally talked about.
Let me take a quick look at what we got here.
Guys,
I do have one of the books that has, because I did ask him to let us know. So the rollover ones are John Root, that's going to be in the fall sometime. And Roger Bruno, who I don't think we've heard from. And we paid Leslie Havens. So all that's good. 2021 for MCC, we have Davis Bates, who just happened. We have Link that happened. Oh, we have the old Northbridge Hounds that should be happening in October.
okay.
Okay. We have Meredith Charles, who
Oh,
we did a two-part grant with her. She got paid from BCC money for the first part of her program, and then she'll complete the program and be paid under MCC. So she got 2 letters. Alan Johnson should be submitting to me because he is the brass ensemble and he's usually July, the end of July, so that should be coming in soon. The senior centers, the Seacoast Stompers happened. The next one was oh no, Seacoast Stompers didn't happen. It was Stroll Down Memory Lane. So does that sound familiar to me, the Seacoast Stompers that?
Yeah,
Well,
there's one that
Yeah.
got rained out like a few weeks ago, so they're, I think, planning it in September.
Okay, that was the Stroll Down Memory Lane then. They still have one that's supposed to happen in September. And then they have a second one that is supposed to happen in, where is the date? Should have happened in June. Teddy Roosevelt. Did she
Oh.
say something about that to reschedule it?
I thi- didn't
Don't
like,
remember.
that's in the library.
no, I think as far as I can recall, one happened and we paid for it, one got rained out and was getting rescheduled and but
Yeah, they've tried to get this Teddy Roosevelt one through twice, and one he ended up having to have surgery or something, and then this one was supposed to be June 2021, which is usually their last meeting. So I'm wondering if she sent a letter to
Let me
request.
look on Facebook.
yeah, well, whatever
neighbor's
one I
page.
had the letter to, which I can't seem to find, was, I think, the one that we were already paying out unless I had confused the two.
Okay, and then the
In
last,
in any event, whatever rescheduling has been, we have been talked to about it, even if I don't remember the details. Well, so,
I don't see anything in the neighbor's page about it.
okay. So
I-
I'm wondering, like last year, we were able to easily roll things over, and I'm wondering how strict they're gonna be this year, because the programs are all that we funded for 2021 are supposed to be complete by December, the end of December. And I'm not sure about the rollover part of it, if they could roll it over to 2022. I mean,
Well-
they may still be, because of the surge again, they may be allowing a more flexible rollover of programs.
Well, if there are any outstanding from the MCC money, you know, say in a couple of months that aren't scheduled, we can reach out to have them request extensions, because I think whether or not COVID is in play or not, I think so long as they submitted a written extension request and we approved that at a meeting, that would at least give another 6 months to that. So I think we just want to, before we met again,
Okay.
you know, make sure that we had touch base with anyone that we thought was going to, that would be required for.
Okay, I can try to, when I have a little bit of time, I'll sit down and take a look through the book and see exactly where we are and fix this all up. And also contact a couple of people that I'm still unsure of. The last two in the book are 19 Carter. They're like Meredith Charles. We've already paid part of their grant for part of the program completed. I mean, that one, they do it in a series.
Yeah,
The section of the series was done, that was paid. Now they have another thing going, that'll get paid. And then the last one is that dance thing. And that is, you know, that's going to be a question of getting hold of Chief Galvin and asking him if this is still happening.
yeah.
Or if they've gone, you know, if they want to do something else instead with the money.
Well, if they wanted to do something else with the money, that we would have to approve as well.
Right. All right.
So if it were more sensible, we may be in line to-
Mm,
But that's also one that I will feel less bad about if we have not managed to get them to have filed you know, extension request.
Okay. I'll try to get the emails out in the next couple weeks and ask them what's going on.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. Well, we still got time. I mostly want us to get through some things before the grant cycle starts, particularly in regard to the changes the MCC is so I finally Wednesday night watched the webinar they had on the changes to the website. I don't know if anyone else has taken a look at it. It was an hour, was kind of a long time for things that didn't seem to really need an hour, but and at this moment my level of focus to try to explain any of it is limited, but so it's going be on a different side, and one of the interesting things is instead of having a, you know, login like we had where it was, you know, the account for the council itself, we don't all have to have our own users, but we all can have our own. So we would each have a user, and there's been one of the subsequent emails is about that. You would follow the link. You would because all of your emails should be connected as part of their contact information anyways. Their kind of perspective list should already be populated with your details. So you would follow the link. You would say you forgot. I think the protocol say forgot password. You set a password, and so that you'd have a user set up based it'd be based on your email. So like if for one of the things that the webinar was saying is for people who had dealt with the MCC because they worked there or because they were an artist applying for things, like each individual identity needed its own email. But yeah, so things like our page there can be edited through anyone being a user there. I meant to try go on it today to set up my own and see what needed to be done there, and then other things. I'm dealing with the work stuff got away from me, but and the new site will, I guess, has a lot more information kind of in one place. I think the sort of key thing is before the grant cycle is back to what it was pre-pandemic. So call for applications begins September 1st through October 15th. And then I think all of that is gets kind of more automatically generated on their system there. And I think there are going to be webinars too on like the treasurer's report and something else. I'm just really I've lost focus this week. But before September, I think our council priorities automatically got moved over to the new thing. I'll have to double check that, but that's something that needs to be set for September 1st. So I imagine if it isn't there already, we want to just have whatever it said last year. But that's one reason I want to meet, because I think technically speaking, we're going to, that we would need to decide that in terms of meetings. So I'm happy to take care of checking on that. But is everyone good with just, I don't even have in front of me what our council priorities said before, but I don't imagine there is anything we really want to change about that. I think we discussed them a bit when we met this time last year. I once said that we had discussed whether we wanted to make any changes. And I think we were pretty happy with how it had been. That all sounds familiar and makes sense.
Yeah, the only, when you look at it, MJ, the only thing I think we might want to consider, because a couple of the programs we rejected before was because they were going to be virtual, or they were going to, and we didn't feel the virtual presentation was really going to reach the people in Berlin. I remember particularly there were two programs that they were applying to like 200 places, and it was going to be a big, huge virtual thing. And I guess we were thinking, I'm not sure I'm explaining this well, but we rejected them because we really didn't think it was the one where the guy was the motivational speaker. We just felt that you're watching a Zoom presentation of a motivational speaker, and we didn't really feel that that was something we wanted to invest in for the community. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, if there's anything that might circle back to in-person type stuff, that I want to have an out, I guess is what I'm saying.
Okay.
When we have to reject things, I'm thinking that this was one of the things that we looked at, but it's not in our priorities. that we're saying, you know, we would prefer in-person stuff to the online stuff, if at all possible.
Okay, well, so long as everyone is good with me potentially tweaking a bit there, I'm happy to make. I think what we have as our guidelines on their site has been identical or near identical to what we have had as the local guidelines on the town of Berlin page.
Um,
I find, anyways. I think I've tried doing it. Am I screen sharing? Is that working?
Have to get the microscope
Yeah,
out.
Yeah, this is more to show you what page it's on. So like it's, you know, you go to the townofberlin.com and government, yeah, government, cultural council or local guidelines. So I think that is vaguely what I think our own, whatever we had on the MCC site mirrored, I think, the top section of this or something. I'll have to see if it did get automatically repopulated to the new site. I meant to kind of be a little more ahead on looking into that, and the past week has just kind of blown up in my face in 3 different ways. So I have just not been on top of that, but
Can you slide it down to see if they've updated it to, that it has to be done online? Yeah, application process, see. Changes in the 2012 application forms.
yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, everything is, you know, and that's another change in the new MCC system is geared to even be more like I guess if I understood correctly from the webinar, they kind of compiled the panel books before, and now it's just kind of be, I think, a little more automatically compiled. So I think there'll be, you know, it's not going to be something that is involving as much work, and probably we will get the information from that sort of more promptly after that closes. Yeah, I'll look to see what's there. I just didn't want to try playing around with it too much without having
Okay, so
officially to stop.
did I understand it correctly, MJ, that there's a new login and it's a new address, right? That's in one of those emails that we go into, and then we are able to log in under our, or create an account under our email address that is on file with them? Did I
Yeah,
understand that correctly?
so apparently with all of DMCC's different things, they had like 3 different websites, and all of their, you know, various grant programs were kind of a little more scattered out with older you know, operating under older code and such, and it was buggy. Like the week they had their seminar a couple weeks back or whenever it was, like their whole site went down that week. It just kind of like the old stuff wasn't working too well. So yeah, so so it's like a whole new web page that be directed to, but yes, it's, you know, the basic every member of the council can have their own accounts. So, and so and we will all be connected to whatever page or profile there is for for our local council. So
Okay.
because we're all continuing members, they migrated all the active membership over to have their account. So that's why you'd be able to just say forget password, and you know you're basically should be more or less already set up with that. If we had someone applying new, one of us would have to update the member list to do that. But basically, it could be done by just one member having, that they said, it's not necessary for everyone to get on, particularly if you got council members who don't really, use email and stuff like that. But in theory, every council member could be on any of the things like the council power, everyone will have the power to change whatever is down for our information. But I mean, I'm happy to do, basic stuff for that.
Okay. I just like
I'm
to
happy
get
to
on
let you.
to do the treasurer stuff. That's
Yeah.
all.
Yeah,
I'm
I think between you and I, Deborah, we can, get that all squared away. But yeah, I just needed to at least talk about it, so I'm not just doing it without the authority to do that. But yeah, I will check over the wording to make sure we have given ourselves enough leeway on everything. Lord knows, I always, whenever crafting any sort of document, want to make sure to have the room to do what I want to with it. So that is a general focus of mine whenever out guidelines. Okay, so
So
and
I
it on yes.
have a
Someone
couple questions, but you can tell me that you can address them later. First, I think I'm usually the person that contacts the media outlet to let them know we're accepting applications, like the Telegraph and what are the others? I
the
think
Clinton item.
mostly because of COVID, the COVID year. There's a lot I didn't do, and then I'm like, oh, I need to get back up to speed.
Well, the next item on the agenda was the review of the ad. So yeah, basically that's the other,
Okay.
the last big reason I wanted to make sure we had the meeting before all of that was because we do need to figure out where we're advertising and how we're advertising, and that needs to be done before September. So so yeah, we can well, I imagine we'd want to put something up on the Berlin Neighbors Facebook page.
Yeah. I have that written down. I have
And-
Telegraph, Berlin Neighbors, and what else?
I'd say the Clinton item
Oh,
is
Clinton item, okay.
our closest, our localist newspaper,
Okay, yeah.
most local. I'll try to use proper grammar there. We are a cultural council, after all. But yeah, I would think, yeah, those two papers and Berlin Neighbors, I think that would
Okay,
all we need to advertise to.
okay,
I think our various stakeholders should be aware of that, from that and the fact that your grants every,
Oh. And on our webpage, like with the webmaster, do we put that on our webpage that we're accepting applications?
Yeah.
Okay. And then also that goes into, I'm kind of behind on, I think I'm behind on like posting who we funded. Like I'm not, like I can ask, like, and how much in that list of who we funded this year and how much, or at least the things that have happened. Is that out, is that in any cohesive form out there where I can like let the webmaster know, like, okay, this happened on this date and it was funded by the cultural council for a certain amount of money.
Well, I think Deborah can give you the,
Okay. I mean, don't have to do
Yeah.
it during this meeting if you want to.
yeah,
The other ones, yeah.
So Karen, where are you gonna post this, who we funded?
On the web, I usually give it to the webmaster. And I get
for the
on
town page.
town page.
Okay, so you need a list of everybody we funded through MCC.
Oh, probably.
I think basically
Early.
what you would want would be kind of what we normally have in the town report, but in this year because of
Yeah.
the town report was too soon. That you know the little
So just the list of everybody I have in the book that we funded and the amount.
yeah.
Okay. I can send that to you, Karen.
Thank you.
And Karen, I take it then you do have the advertisement to send out, whatever we've sent out before, you have the wording of that.
I probably have it somewhere in an old email.
Okay,
Hopefully.
okay,
And then also the contact people. So I'm gonna have to go back in some of my old communications. I have a folder in my BCC folder. And
okay,
maybe that might be in my old communications with like who the contact is, and then like, you know, what I said.
okay. Well, I know I have to contact the editor for the Clinton item, so I can shoot you what her email is.
Okay, thanks.
I'm not sure if I have a copy of the ad handy. I might in one of my emails, but I think I would be doing the same deep search for it that you would be. But yeah, if you need to reach out to any of us on that information, but it sounds like you've got the plan in place on that. Yeah, so as long as we can, I know with like the Clinton item, they publish once a week, so the sooner we could let them know, so it gets out there before September 1st. Granted, they have a month and a half to apply, so I mean, it doesn't, that's also one of the reasons why the council priorities need to be set, because at the moment with the migration of websites, if anyone is trying to look on the MCC page, it's for that stuff, it's gonna just direct them to like a temporary page, but come September 1st, the real page will be available to them, so that's why
Okay.
of course you can't change what you're asking for mid-cycle, so
Yeah.
but yeah, so we can get our collective ducks in row and into the pond for the beginning of September. That'll be good. So I think that pretty much covers what I was meaning to cover, other than just discussing when we meet again, which I don't think we should need to meet again until after the applications have come in and we've been able to look at them. I mean, I don't think any of the grants we have outstanding are gonna require us having to approve anything between now and then.
No, I'll just be calling for signatures.
Yeah, and if anyone's changed their date of performance at this point, I'm happy to just assume that was all right and just not be additionally bureaucratic about it. 'Cause I think at this point we have decided what we're going to do and are operating within the bounds of having decided in our public meeting what we're doing, and hopefully move along for the next couple months.
So we're thinking
Out.
early November?
Yeah, I would think so. And at this point, I don't think we would want to try to add an actual day because that seems far in the future, but I think yeah, early November, and if Fridays still prove decent, that would, at least for me, work best. At the moment, other than the next 2 weeks where I'm working like next 18 days straight. Other than that point of time, Wednesdays and Fridays are my days off at this point. But Wednesdays sometimes end up with on the community preservation committee. So yeah, a
And
Wednesday and
unless I
early.
quit, I've got CPAC on Wednesdays.
Yeah, I didn't want. I was thinking, hey, you have that on Wednesday, but you may not have that on Wednesday. But yeah, so we just can try keep on what we've discussed and meet in early November. And I think, yeah, I think soon after the applications close, I think we'll get access to the information more promptly than having passed. So I think, within the first couple of weeks of November, we should be able to meet to discuss that. And I think everything needs to be concluded by like mid-January or something. So I think if we had, a meeting in November, a meeting in December, that would hopefully square away this cycle. So unless there is anything else, I think we can,
I will move that we adjourn the meeting.
okay.
I'll second. Oh, Karen.
Okay, it's been seconded by someone. So Jess, yay or nay to closing the
Yep.
meeting? Karen, yay or nay? Deborah, yay or nay?
Yay.
And I also vote we close the meeting. So this meeting of the Cultural Council is now adjourned.